Actually, I actually have a gift for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also have a gift for you.
I don't think that's true, but I'll give my gift first.
My presence is a present.
Oh my God. Now I don't even know if I want to give you this gift anymore. I'm kind of just like, you killed it. You should have just kept that one to yourself.
That's
Should have just kept that one to yourself.
That's kind of bar though, no?
I mean, I've heard it already in rap songs, so it's kind of just like.
Did you know I'm a ghostwriter?
It's not your bar, so I'm kind of like fuck. Now I just feel like taking this gift away. You know what? It's cool. I won't give it to you.
So you got stacks of cash for me or something?
Nah.
No.
No, but actually, Marc, legendary member of DeGods, the first Frank interview.
Yeah.
The first official Frank interview. Pivotal time in DeGods history, honestly. And in this moment in time, presenting you with.
Oh shit. Okay.
With, I think by now people know what this bag is, but for the people that don't, why don't we go ahead and just let them know you secured the bag first.
Let's
and we're gonna go ahead and open this bitch up. You know, I told y'all a couple podcasts ago we're slowly in the process of getting Marc real drippy. You know what I'm saying?
This is
like
gonna
really
help.
dripped out.
This is gonna help.
Yeah, you should wear this on your next date, to be honest.
Yeah?
This might go crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, yo, why you got so many patches for? Hey, yo.
Patches of Houlihan.
You know she going to want to steal this from you. Okay,
Throw this on
show
real
that
quick.
off.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
I didn't know they had these in toddler sizes.
Luckily, I found the one toddler size that would fit you. Hey, yo, okay. We are slowly getting Marc dripped out. Put that shit on. Put the collar down, please. Put that shit on then.
Listen.
Okay, my bad.
Listen.
Bro, you just went from.
One minute. I gotta look in the mirror real quick.
No. Hold on. You just went from here to here. Hey, y'all, he's running to go look in the mirror. He's checking himself out. I'll give you guys the play of how he's looking. So he's stepping forward into the mirror right now. He's, kind of just like on the jacket, you know what I'm saying? Making sure it looks good. Get that dirt off your shoulder. Get the collar down. What's up?
Why can't people do the collar pops?
Bro, are you in Greece? My guy's gonna pop the collar and fucking get one of them old school cars and start singing to his next lover or some shit. You want a cigarette too, Marc?
Oh, maybe. I'm gonna be honest though, I will have to take it off during the podcast because it gets hot in here. Like, people don't know that about podcasting life. It gets hot in here. But I mean, the jacket is absolutely gas. Shout out to I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Shout out to Jeff Hamilton, right?
Jeff Hamilton.
Shout out to Jeff Hamilton.
Most people that I tell, it's like, if you've ever seen that picture of Kobe with the trophy where he's leaning over it, kind of like in the depiction of Jordan, that Lakers leather jacket that was made was also made by Jeff Hamilton, and Jeff Hamilton's made some incredible pieces over the years. So the fact that he made a DeGods jacket, and like some of the patches that are on there, you got Mickey DeGods, you got Killer Threes, you got Dust, Paper Hands bitch tags, like, it's crazy. It goes crazy. 33.3, like.
Yeah, we got to give here, I'm going to hold it up so people can see it more. So we got some patches here. We got the Killer Threes. We got the Fuck It We Ball. There's so many different things. We got the 33.3. We got the original, like, people don't know. A lot of people don't know about, like, the original snake.
The original snake.
Yeah.
That one always is a sneaky one because the normies love that shit.
Yeah.
They always comment on the snake.
I might honestly.
Pause.
Wow. They do be commenting on the snake.
Hey, yo.
God, I almost want to put this on my wall. Like, it's
one of them ones.
It's so legendary.
That's what Bartar said. He was like, I want to put it on the wall, but then he put it on. He's like, I don't want to put it on the wall anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
just like,
it's so fire. It's so fire. No, appreciate that, my boy. Thank you.
Of course, bro. Honestly, it was so fun because I still have to put out the video, but I was giving these out in New York I think you watched me like hand out a few. You were having a little bit of FOMO. You were like, "Where's my jacket at?" And I was like, bro, all of it. You didn't want one back then. Now they want it now.
No, it was. It's no, honestly, like when the team first created these, I remember seeing the mock-ups of them, and I was like, these go so crazy, and yeah, I mean, it's just a statement piece. Like every time you see somebody throwing one on in the video, like we've now seen so many people that are repping them, and like every single time.
I'm not the only one anymore.
No, but it hits every time. It's like
hits. It's a piece. It's one of those things that's like, so I handed them out in New York. A couple of the people that wore it that week was just like, yo, this is such a conversation starter. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, especially in those rooms, right? But it's just like, even just overall, you wear this shit out, like, someone's going to say something, you know? Like,
100%.
This piece is, it's one of them ones. And honestly, the funny thing, too, is, like, I feel like this is a good example of just, like, the whole, like, just, like, corporate to anti-corporate type of culture. Because, like, these are very limited. They were made last year, right? And they were supposed to come out last year. There was a whole thing. There was a big Web 2 brand that was getting into Web 3 with a marketplace, all that. You guys could probably infer who it is. But these were supposed to drop on there, and they just never did. And it's like, if DeGods had their way, like their true way, like them shits would have just dropped. You know what I'm saying? But obviously at that time, we've talked about this whole, like, just the culture change since then. And yeah, excited that soon we'll be releasing a limited amount. I might have a few more legends that need to get a jacket first, but we'll be dropping some. We'll be dropping some limited amounts, you know.
No, I think it's been cool the way that you've given them out to the community and everything like that. And every single time, like, the videos are super dope, and everybody's always super excited to get them. So, no, I appreciate it. And again, I think it's there is so much cultural, like, history on this jacket, and, like, that's the part about it that I love, is because, yeah, there are so many things that, like, especially when you've been here since day one, like, you remember kind of how certain things came to be. And, like, the first time I saw the Dust logo, the first time I saw, like, the Mickey DeGods, right? Like, all these different things. And yeah, I mean, it's a statement piece. Again, I'm like, I straight up, I may have to put it on the wall. Like, I may have to.
I wouldn't even blame you if you framed it.
Yeah.
It's almost just, though, like, which side do you frame? Like,
right.
It's like, yeah, you want to frame all the patches, but even the back.
The back
goes so hard with just the DeGods on it. I remember last year I took this fire picture of Nitty with it at the game, and it's just like, they love them shits. Like, they love the jackets. But it's just like, yeah, man, it's just like, it's one of those pieces. Honestly, one of my favorite people that I probably handed it to was Pixel Rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when I handed it to him and, like, saw, like, finally got to touch it up front, it was like he was just blown away. And for as hard as he goes for DeGods and just, like, the passion that he has for DeGods, I know, like, every single one of these patches, it's like it goes even deeper for someone like that, right? Because it's like, you're just so ingrained in the culture at that point. And there's just so much, like, value and feeling that comes from it that you can't really put a price on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really put a price on potentially, like, just what that moment was, or just, like, what having, like, the piece and knowing all the history, like, background and everything, and being a part of that experience. It's hard to quantify, man. But, like, the feeling of it, it's immense.
100%. No, I truly couldn't agree more. And yeah, so again, I appreciate that, and I feel like we got it. I mean, talk about DeGods. It has been a fun week, and you mentioned kind of the anti-corporate vibe. And I don't know if there's been any week as of recently that's more perfect example of that than this week, where Frank has basically been teasing the bridge for the last few days now.
Listen.
Here's the thing about it. When they tease the bridge, I don't know what part of it is them trolling, what part of that is them being serious, because there's times they're like, well, that Utes gone. And I'm like, is it? Are they just in the process of figuring out this bridge and the tech behind it and everything like that? Are we truly just losing Utes? Like, we might be. I don't know. Who knows? We may have lost a few DeGods in the process. I don't really know. But what a week, huh?
There's some that are lost in the abyss for sure. It's funny, bro. We literally fucking, now I can finally say, bro, when I put out that tweet like a month ago, remember I put out that tweet that was just like, DeGod, when it's time, like, DeGods and Yucha bridging to Solana?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget. Bro, I was on a flight, And Frank texted me and he was like, bro, just saw the tweet. What inspired this? And I was like, fuck. Like, my bad. Like, I thought you had already put this out. Because, like, he did say this shit a while ago. And it's funny when I was, like, talking to Aaron and stuff, he was just like, yeah, bro. We all told him, like, bro, you said this shit already. Why are you tripping that he said it? And because that tweet, like, randomly blew up, too. I wasn't expecting it to just, like, go as hard that it did, right? And people really, like, felt some type of way. But it's funny because it almost gives you a gauge of like how quick the space moves, because it's like we put that out, we even talked about it on the podcast, and then this week news comes out again, and obviously they're way closer to like the bridge happening, which is obviously why even me making that tweet a while ago was kind of like, oh bro, we're still kind of like a little away from it. But it's like people are back again, like re-energized on some, like, oh, but fuck them, like, fuck, like same fucking reactions. Like, bro, didn't y'all just do this a month ago? Like, y'all have known for a month now. And it's one, funny how like information gets lost in the space, but two, it's like you really do realize that, like, yeah, you put that out a month ago, but there was a bunch of people that didn't see it that now saw it for the first time this week and are just like, fuck y'all. Don't come back to Solana.
The cycle's going to continue because you know there's going to be like when the actual bridge goes live, there's going to be people who make comments then, and it's like,
oh yeah.
The thing about
at this point, it's hilarious because to your point, like, you know, Frank has really just like dove in head first as far as just like leaning into it. Even quote tweeted Bobby and was just like, I got cooked. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like he's a manlet, all this shit, right? And I think
that's
the fun part that's back.
Right, and I think people have to accept the fact, like, and we each put out kind of tweets about this whole subject and everything like that, but I think when you talk about, like, DeGods coming back to Solana, I understand the rebuttal points, right? The rebuttal points are always going to be, Frank trashed Solana on the way out, yada, yada, yada. He did it on Christmas, unbelievable. He left Solana at the lowest. He put out the tweet about the unlocks, yada, yada, yada. Listen, and we've both said, privately, publicly, on the podcast, the whole nine. We've both said we hated that it was on Christmas. Those unlocked tweets were terrible. And what was the other one? Like, what is the like positive argument?
Oh yeah. Is there any positive outlook on Solana right now?
Yeah. Terrible tweets. And we've said that. And
honestly, a great tweet for Solana history.
Yeah.
Look at that tweet now and it's like, oh, there was positive outlooks.
Like, listen, Frank gave you the ammunition to dunk on his ass. You should honestly, like, that's probably, like, Bobby's probably gained a smooth at least 4,000 followers just from reposting that tweet on a regular basis. Like, again, and the thing about it is, like, again, all of us look at it.
Everybody ate off of it. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, there's more than just DeGods that gain something out of DeGods leaving Solana. And even just being the people that, like, attack them for leaving at the time, whatever. Like, fucking Bonk burned the allocation for DeGods at the time. I would say that was probably a pretty good catalyst at the time to really solidify your meme, right? Like, really solidify, like, oh, culture-wise, oh, yeah, fuck them. Like, great move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have done that move, too. That was fire. You know what I mean? Like, that really solidified at that time and helped rally everybody around it during that time of Solana. And it's just like, bro, these things don't happen if you don't have this quote enemy, if you don't quote have like these rifts in the ecosystem, whatever you want to call it, right? Like, there's all of these extra things that happen because of that main thing, but it always comes back to the same shit. Oh, he left. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Like, bro, just it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
When do we move on?
Well, and the thing is about it, again, for everybody, it's like some people are like, well, he hasn't had a public apology. I'm like, I don't really like.
He has,
right?
I mean, he has multiple times,
right? And it's the thing of, again, like, anybody with, if your IQ is over the age, I can't even speak. If your IQ is over 12, you can look at those tweets from Frank and go, yeah, not the greatest. Not like terrible tweets, like terrible timing, terrible all of that, right? Again, we've said this before on the podcast. I literally texted Frank before the holidays this year, and I was like, you announce anything on Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's Eve, I'm a alive. Like, you know, it was like, because
this is why YouTube's taking down our videos. Yeah. You making threats like this.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I might have to beat that out. But yeah, I mean, it's like the reality of it is, again, as DeGod holders, like a lot of times people look at us and they're like, well, you guys never give, you know, negative criticism, yada, yada, yada. That's the sorriest argument I've ever heard. I hate when people say that because we just say it privately to them. Like, and also, to be fair, we talk about it on the podcast. It's not like we shy away from these subjects. Again, we understand how those tweets look. We also understand how it looks right now
and
of DeGods coming back to Solana. Like when Solana's doing great and like ETH NFTs aren't doing so well, whatever. To be fair, Solana NFTs aren't doing great either. So like it is what it is on that. But again, I understand.
SPL 404s.
Yeah, I mean, again, I understand how all of it looks.
Yeah.
I understand how all of it looks.
Yeah.
And I understand the criticisms and all of that. I get it. But like the truth of it is, again, and we've said it before, we're going to say it again. Everything is going fucking omni-chain. And whether you like it or not, that's where it's all going. Like, it is what it is. Like, right now, there's not a... Like, if you're in this whole crypto ecosystem, you're operating on Solana, you're operating on ETH, you're on Base, you're on Bitcoin, you're on Blast, you're like all these different chains, like you're doing something on. And so it's like, dude... It is what it is. Like, this is where it's going, so just accept it. Like, stop fighting this shit.
Bro, even back then when they did it, bro, I didn't forget about all you Solana people that went to Sui, that went to Aptos, that went to fucking Bitcoin ordinals when it first launched after DeGods got the block and all this type of shit. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, you take the tweets aside, same fucking principle. Yeah. It was a bear market for Solana, and y'all were looking for elsewhere to get profits. Let's just like keep it all the way 100, like all the way 100. It was down on Solana. Everybody had long-term conviction. Price is down. There's not much going on. There's like hardly stuff to talk about during certain phases of time. And going to these other blockchains, it was new. It was exciting. There was shit to talk about, ordinals and fucking new mints on Sui and Aptos and all this shit, right?
Wait, were people really buying shit on Aptos?
Bro, we have people that didn't do any type of like founder shit on Solana and went and became founders on fucking Aptos and Sui. Like, let's keep it all the way 100 real quick. You know what I mean? And so, aside from the tweets, all of you guys did the same shit.
Right.
Everybody did the same shit.
It's just
the tweets and it's how
and the timing. The timing was terrible. The timing was terrible.
But it's also how prolific Frank is. Like, that's just what it is. Like, at the time, I get it from a different perspective. Yeah, he like people that are on some he didn't do anything for Solana. Man, he showed so much fucking love to other Solana projects along the way, brought so much attention to Solana through the project of DeGods alone. Obviously brought so much attention from building his own account and talking about Solana, being in these different spaces, all that sort of shit. I can understand why people on Solana that weren't DeGod holders looked at Frank in a certain way of just like, yo, he rides for the blockchain though. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But he was like operating as a Solana maxi to a certain extent, right? And was kind of always talking about it. So I can understand from that perspective why you would feel hurt. But like, bro, just context matters. And one thing, the third thing that I like that you were saying when talking about criticism that you just learn is like, you actually don't have the context that you think you have to make the decisions that the people behind the scenes are making, right? Like, you think it should be this, and this, like black and white, only based off of the minimal context that you have. And you don't actually know what's going on behind the scenes, that there's actually like 3, 4, 5, 6 different other variables that are going into that decision that you're not even privy to, or relationships and conversations going on behind the scene. And it's all just he said, she said, and you guys are believing a narrative, and that's what's coming out. But you don't actually have any like solid proof of certain things when it's the he said, she said, and you don't have all of the information on the context of like the decision making. That's why sometimes it's just like the decisions that the team is making and they're kind of mentioning to me, it's like, bro, how am I going to tell y'all to make a better decision? You have 10 times more context and information than I do to make this decision as far as just where we're at with it, you know? So there's certain things that are like, bro, I don't need to fucking provide the feedback. Like, if it's one thing that I've learned about just Frank as a person, like, nobody's gonna fucking criticize him more than himself. Like if that's one thing that I've learned, it's just like that's just not the case. And I feel like that culture just spreads through the rest of the DeGods team, and that's actually where like the trenches and all this shit, that's what's come from. Like nobody's putting more pressure on themselves to just continue to reinvent and like fucking raise the bar than them, you know? And this whole aspect of this week of just like leaning into it, it's like that's always been a thing too. Like, bro, when we were on that run up and fucking we got called plumbers by that Balloonsville rugger and like all this shit, bro, we rallied around being called plumbers, dog. Like around being called plumbers and doing shoeies. Like it was just like simple shit, but it's one of those things where it's just you lean into just the fun part of it, and it's just like we can make fun of ourselves and we're also going to win despite what anybody says. It's always been like that, and I think we're getting back to that with the just the vibes of this week of putting out the bridge.
100%. And I do want to say, and I want to go on a quick little tangent real quick. One of my gripes is that you get
one of your gripes. Oh my God, you're using the word gripe. I'm ready for this.
Because
let's get it.
One of my gripes is that you have so many people that go like DeGods kicked Solana when Solana was down, yada yada yada, and they lump everybody in the community together. Oh, there were DeGod holders that said Solana was fucked. It was like without DeGods, Solana was nothing. Yada yada yada. Here's the truth of it: there are a lot of DeGod holders who said stupid shit back then. Most of which who are no longer in the community, okay?
I would say...
Wait. But not one holder speaks for all of us. There's not... My opinion doesn't speak for everybody. Your opinion doesn't speak for everybody. Frank's opinion doesn't speak for everybody. A DeGods is a collection of people who all have their own thoughts. Some have great thoughts. Some have some dumbass thoughts, okay? But we're not... You can't just say, hey, well, that one guy said something, and because he's rocking the same PFP as me, that means Marc must believe the same thing. That's not the case. I bought more in Solana than I've ever bought since DeGods left Solana. So you can't just say, oh, because DeGods left Solana, like all their holders left Solana. Like that's not a true statement. And again, you're trying to put everybody under this like one overarching umbrella, and you can't do that. The whole thing about NFTs is that you have different faceted people all throughout the community. You have men, you have women, you have people from different countries, you have people who have different beliefs and different, convictions on different blockchains and different investments and everything like that. And so again, you can't just say, oh, well, this holder said that, so therefore all the holders think that. That's just not the case. And again, going back to the people who are mad about the timing of Frank's tweets, what he tweeted, the, kind of the overall sentiment of like when DeGods left Solana. Again, we get it. We're not fucking stupid. We can look at those things and go, yeah, those were dumb fucking tweets. The timing of it was terrible. But again, like, it is what it is. DeGods left Solana. Whether people want to look at that and say it was the right decision, wrong decision, whatever you want to say, again, it is what it is. It happened. We can't go back in time. We can't change any of that. The people who said dumb shit about Solana in the past, again, I hope those people learn their lesson. Solana's not going anywhere. Solana's fucking goated. Solana's probably going for the number 2 like blockchain in this whole fucking ecosystem by the time this thing's done. We'll see.
Buy
yeah.
On Cube.
NFA.
Buy on Cube.
NFA. But, it's just the biggest thing that I would say over with all of this is whether it's a DeGod holder, a Mad Lad holder, a Pudgy Penguin, a BAYC, like you can't just group all the people under one person's thoughts. And so when you do see somebody say some out-of-pocket shit, some dumb shit, whatever, don't say that the entire community believes that sentiment. Like that's not the case, and we do that way too often in this whole ecosystem. We got to stop with that. So again, we're not dumb. We realize how some of that looked back then. We realize some of the errors of all of that. We realize, again, we police our own community way more now than we did back then. Like, we call each other out way more when we see somebody who's saying out-of-pocket shit. Like, and we do that because that's what we need to do. We learned from previous stuff, like when people did that and it wasn't checked. Now we're checking it. And so, again, we get it. And for the people who are mad about DeGods coming back to Solana or whatever, like, at the end of the day, the whole thing about the blockchain, and Aaron tweeted it out the other day, like, we'll bridge to your fucking mom's house if we want to. Like, and it's like, that's the reality of it.
I was on some, just like, bro, imagine trying to gatekeep a blockchain.
Right.
How the fuck are you going to gatekeep a fucking blockchain? People are like, you can't come back. Bitch, watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me fucking bridge this DeGod back to Solana, and you're going to see it on fucking SoulScan, and what are you going to say?
Right. And listen, and if you don't want to buy a DeGod on Solana, then by all means don't.
Let it go lower.
If you want to buy DeGod on Solana, like, I'll be honest, I'm jazzed about the idea of buying a DeGods on Solana because I don't want to buy shit.
You got
on
gripes
ETH.
And now you're jazzed.
I'm jazzed about the idea of buying a DeGods on Solana because I don't want to buy this shit on ETH. I'm not paying fucking gas. I'm not doing it. I'll take a congested ass Solana over ETH gas all day, twice on Sunday. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So, again, for the people who don't like it, it is what it is.
We're gonna get a chance to get back to 33 Sol.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Let's get it. Buy a DeGods at 33 Sol and let's go crazy. There's a reason why a lot of dope people have bought DeGods over the past few months. Like a lot of dope people, a lot of fire creators, and just like goated people in the space. And I mean, y'all see what's going on. This DeGods shit is it's not down forever, but it's one of those things where, to your point, it's like, yeah, we're shaking out some of the people that just don't align with the cultural values, I guess you could say. And yeah, I mean, what people don't talk about either to that point is, bro, when we were bridging, and even even prior to that, we already had a bunch of ETH people like in our community, and some of them, like, DeGods was the only shit that they held on Solana, you know? So yeah, you have a bunch of fucking people of, like, again, a section of the community that's like, all right, we're bridging to ETH. Yeah, they're shitting on Solana. They never really fucked with Solana in the first place like that. They're only here for this one project. You know what I mean? And obviously you're going to have people, and then you have other people that are scared, bro. They're like, their bags are fucking down. You don't know how long they held for. Like, nobody talks about, like, the round trip it was from fucking April to November of that year. Like, crazy round trip from fucking like 30K to like 1500K like USD. That shit is no like small joke. Like, and most of you would never have the pressure of being probably the #1 project that year, and now to end off the year, your entire, like, all the holders that are still holding, that believed in you and didn't take profits like at peak times or whatever, are tripping the fuck out. And I wouldn't wish that upon you to have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't talk about that enough, of just like what that looks like from a community founder standpoint, the pressure that's on the founder, the pressure that's on the team, and just like the feelings of what some of these like people are going through. We saw the same shit with Solana when Solana was at $8. Like, yeah, there were so many of us that like, nah, fuck that. Like, we're down with Solana and all this shit. Bro, there's a lot of people, and probably a lot of people that didn't even say anything, that were just like, fuck, like, what the fuck, what do I do right now? You know? And I don't know. Did people leave the space? Did people just like walk away from it and be like, I'll come back like later to this or whatever? Or did they sell in a panic? We don't know, because you don't always get those stories. You know what I'm saying? You always just kind of like get whatever narrative is like the easiest to like prop out there, the ones that gets the most attention or anything like that. But bro, it's a lot more than it just being like black and white on some like, oh, they left Solana and they left it down bad, and like, oh, you guys were talking shit, and like boom boom boom. We say all the time, like, bro, one of the worst shits to happen was when we were like a really top project and people just started acting like dickheads in the community. We fucking hated that shit. Yeah. But it's like, you know, like we talk about it on the timeline, and we just try and represent ourselves in a way that we think represents the brand in a way and represents our community in a positive light, right? Like, all you can really do is lead by example. But yeah, man, I don't like grouping it in and all that sort of shit. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is
what it is.
It's the internet. Like,
we love the hate.
People say stupid shit. No, I mean, to be fair, I don't. Like, because I think it's stupid. I think
the hate.
No, it's. I think
you love being a meme.
No, I think there's a lot of it where people just, again, we like, I don't know. There's a large sector of the internet that just wants to be mad all the time. And again, I get it. There are people who give you reasons all day, every day to be mad. But then you go to these crypto events and it's all, everybody's super nice to each other and stuff like that. For whatever reason, people just log on Twitter and they just decide to say some out-of-pocket wild shit. And I don't get why some of the people do it. I truly don't understand it. It blows my mind every time. But like
alt personalities, and, you know, it's easier to say things that you type than actually like saying it with your chest.
But I will say this. There are a lot of people right now, whether on Solana, whether on Bitcoin, whatever, who are trashing ETH right now. Like, I'm sure those takes won't age well either. Like, the reality of it is there's just no reason. And you can tweet whatever you want. But when you tweet out something of like, oh, well, ETH NFTs are dead or whatever, like, okay, you're probably going to look like an idiot when they come back, Like, oh, Runes hasn't been super successful yet. Okay, well, what happens when they blow up 2 months from now? I mean, like, again, there's so many different things.
Nothing is definitive.
Yeah, and people love to just, like...
Make it definitive.
they love to, like... They love to, one, put out these, like, definitive statements, and then other people love to dunk on them like they're 100% correct all the time. And it's like, again, the reality of it is I could tweet out that, honestly, you see it with like crypto all the time. When you'll see two people who do technical analysis and one person's like, Bitcoin's going to, 50K. Somebody else is like, Bitcoin's going to 80K. Like, they're both technically doing technical analysis, and it's like one of them's going to be right, one of them's going to be wrong. And to be fair, neither of them could be right, and we could just range for a minute.
Even both of them could be right? It could drop to 50K.
Yeah, and then moon to 80. Again, so it is what it is, man. But like,
it's a funny space, bro. It's a funny ass world that we're in. Like, honestly, this like niche crypto Twitter, like the fucking IRL events, all this shit, like some of it is it's honestly funny as fuck. It's funny as fuck seeing just some of the shit that like riles people up and like gets them upset.
Yeah. So I will say again,
but the positive side that people don't see from all that shit, you could call us fucking whatever you want, blockchain whores or whatever the fuck, like, for bridging all this stuff. What they don't see is the fact that we started on Solana. We got heavy and deep on Solana as far as our community. Most of our people like spread into other communities, bought Solana. You're using these fucking different whatever dApps and shit like that. Obviously a bunch of us got the Jupe airdrop because of that. Shout out to Dust. And we moved to ETH. You have people that either on ETH that now are kind of funneling into Solana a little bit. You have people on Solana that, because they had to do that whole bridge shit on ETH, maybe they have a little bit of extra ETH or whatever. They're kind of messing around on that ecosystem. I know I ended up minting a few just NFTs in my process, so like while we've been on ETH and just paying attention to a couple projects, right? And then you see like the mint on Bitcoin when they do the 535 DeGods. Same thing. Start paying attention to ordinals early. And even if you didn't buy a Bitcoin DeGod, but you just paid attention because like this is what your project and community is doing. I mean, a lot of that is still paying true to this day. Like if they didn't get into ordinals at that time and I didn't set up my wallet and like then fucking OXBT came up and like, some people caught a bag off of that. And just kind of like participating in the ecosystem, like, bro, this past like 2 weeks or some shit like that, I've gotten some random airdrops on Bitcoin, and this shit is worth some shit. Like, this shit is worth some shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like holding on the low and seeing what other airdrops come, but like none of that shit happens without us just like, for the ones that just stayed open-minded, it was like, all right, we're doing this. All right, we're doing this. I'm going to like put some attention, towards this. The same way that it's like going on with meme coins right now. And, Frank talking about certain things of meme coins. And, even if he's like interacting with people on Blast or Base or whatever, it's just like that helps to bring the community there. And it's just like, bro, if you're not paying attention to these signs, if you're not using your resources and your network and all this shit in this way, and you're just worried about whether the floor price is going up or down, I have a genuine question. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing in this space?
Yeah. I mean, and like, honestly, anybody who's tweeting about floor price of NFTs right now, I'm just like, my brother in Christ, like, congratulations. You've learned that when the underlying asset goes up in price, that the NFT tends to go down in price. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but like that takes about 30 seconds to understand. And like, probably figured that out my first week of crypto, like, and NFTs. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I need you to do some critical thinking for like 3 seconds here and just figure that out. Does that mean that an NFT cannot pump when the underlying asset is pumping? No, it can. It just means it's much harder. So like that's the reality of it. I'm sorry. Like, and again, I get it. You know, people want to talk about like, oh, DeGods were at 1,000 SOL at one point, yada, yada, yada. Like, that also means you could have bought a shit ton of Solana back then. So, like, again, like, you had that opportunity. I know you bought some Solana. I know I bought some Solana. I know a lot of other people did too. So, yes, again, if somebody wants to show me
Solana,
well, but if somebody wants to show me that they've got a perfect trading record, then by all means, you can show me that. But again, nobody trades perfectly. I'm sorry. It's impossible. And if you're going to sit here and say, no, I've done it, like, then, bro, you're probably a billionaire. Why are you on Twitter? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. It's impossible to trade 100%.
That claim that they got money and, like, the type of energy that I see them have on Twitter, I'm like, damn, bro, like, how did you end up with money and still miserable?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, that's just losing life, fam. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I know that might be a reality check, but, like, bro, I know money doesn't buy happiness, but it helps a lot. It helps a lot. And I will stand by that. I don't give a fuck. I will stand by that. Like, when you have certain shit handled, listen, your life is just going to get better. But, like, if you yourself internally are not there, like, yeah, you're going to be miserable. And then you're going to get on Twitter and
so I'll actually refute that. I don't think money buys happiness. I don't think it's so at all. I think if you are just a miserable cocksucker,
you're still going to be.
Then you're going to be a miserable cocksucker whether you got a shit ton of money or no money. So work on yourself. But you're like, you can work on your bags all day, but
money, you can work on yourself. Bro, figure out how to get some self-improvement.
But regardless, whether you got money or not, if you're sitting here watching this, you're broke as shit and you're miserable, work on your attitude first, because it's real difficult to fix your situation if you're just a miserable human.
Facts.
Like, it's misery loves company, and so you're probably going to surround yourself with other miserable people and stuff like that. Just don't do it. It's a terrible mindset. You got to get out of that. Like, and you know what? There's a lot of us who are happy to, like, help, you know, give ideas, give advice on, you know, again, on some of the other things that are popping up in the ecosystem that you should check out. There's a lot of great information on Twitter. I've learned more from other people on Twitter and from, like, being in Discord and being in different group chats and shit like that than all of the years combined of, like, I've been in crypto now for whatever it is, almost 8 years. The last, like, 2 years after getting into NFTs and everything like that, I've learned far more from just, like, spending time learning from people in the ecosystem. So again, you can decide if you want to be miserable or if you want to learn from other shit. Again, it's up to you. You have that ability to decide. But
and the resources are there, especially if you own NFTs.
Yeah.
If you own NFTs, if you own some of these coins, like, bro, the resources are there. Get in some chats, start tweeting, DM some people, like,
yeah. All right.
Whatever you're doing.
We've gone off on this. I think what we need to talk about for a second, we need to talk about runes. But before we talk about that, and I want to make sure I read it off right, just to make sure we got all this shit just looking saucy and everything like that. So we got our good friends over at Cube.exchange just out here. We got to give a shout out to the devs over at Cube.exchange that are shipping shit so quickly. You love to see it. You love to see it, because one of my big issues, and I said it before, is that I just wanted to make sure that when runes launched, it would have a beautiful UI trading experience. And shout out to everybody over at Cube.exchange, because the runes trading experience looks beautiful, like absolutely looks beautiful. And so they've shipped. Let's just bring this up real quick. We got Intergalactic. We got RSIC Genesis Rune. We got Satoshi Nakamoto. We got Dog, of course, and we've got Wanko Manko, which, by the way, I didn't know anything about till Sonny was telling me about it. He showed me some of these memes. Crazy. We got some horny people in Web3. I've learned that. Crazy. The Wanko Manko, I just need to know. I need to talk to the person who's making these memes, because what's going on in that noggin?
Yo, Wanko Manko is insane. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, oh, I know what this caters to, and it is insane.
You know, the thing
about it's an off-the-wall meme. Like, fuck it.
The thing about crypto is that half the time when we talk about these things, I'm like, I have no idea if I'm saying some shit that could get me canceled. Like, I'm like, I don't know what Wanko Manko is. I don't know. Is that going to get me canceled? Is somebody going to be like, I can't believe Marc Colcer talked about Wanko Manko? Like, this could be clipped 20 years from now. I have no idea what any of this is. But runes. So
get canceled, Mark. It's all good.
Again, Cube.exchange has shipped rune support super fast, UI looks incredible. So shout out to them. And at the same time, we got another announcement that they are partnering up with Block Asset. And so what they got coming for UFC 301 in Brazil, let me make sure I got all the information right. So basically, Block is the underlying token for Block Asset. You can trade Block on cube.exchange. And if you're trading Block on cube.exchange right now, you are entered to win 2 tickets to UFC 301 in Rio de Janeiro. Did I say that right? I think I did. I think I actually did for one time. One time I said something, I pronounced it right. But yeah, if you're trading Block on cube.exchange, you're entered to win 2 tickets to the UFC 301. You get to meet and greet with the UFC athletes, and you actually get to go in the octagon. So that's super cool. Super, super cool. And that's just for literally trading Block on cube.exchange. So shout out to Block Asset. Shout out to cube.exchange. Make sure you're trading Block on cube.exchange.
Yeah. Cube.exchange? Cube.exchange is for the culture.
100%.
Cube.exchange is for the culture.
By the way,
that's all I want to know.
I want to say this. You and I get in the octagon. Who's winning?
You and I get into the octagon?
Yeah. I really don't think you'd have a shot.
You don't think I'd have a shot?
No.
Thinking I don't have a shot is crazy.
You're so slow. I would I pull.
You're also tiny.
No, I'm going for your ankles real quick.
Okay.
I know. I'm going for your ankles.
Word.
The bigger you are, the harder you fall. So
okay.
I'm going for the ankles. I'm gonna kick out your legs actually. So you're gonna have no leg support.
What if you don't realize that my floor game is actually crazy?
Well, that would be that would be something that I'm not thinking of.
Exactly.
Until you see that my kickboxing game is elite. Just kick you in the face.
But you just said I'm a fall.
Yeah, but what if? Well,
if I'm a fall, you're gonna be on the floor. Like, let's keep it a buck.
But if I see that your floor game's great, then we're standing up again. And
how are we gonna get up if we're already on the floor?
Well,
and I don't know, maybe I fucking choke you out with my fucking leg or something.
I know you got the meaty thighs. I don't know. You might be able to
pause. Oh my god! I didn't know you was checking out my thighs and legs, dog.
Listen,
relax.
I'm gonna put you in an arm bar. Easy, light work, okay? I'm going to render you helpless in 2 seconds. Easily.
You already tweeted this, all right? You can't do that.
I can't
bring it back.
No, I can't use that phrase again.
You can't bring it back. How are you going to try and bring the joke back? I already laughed at it this morning.
It's not a joke.
It's a joke.
It's not a joke.
If you thought you could flip me over your shoulder.
Oh, for sure.
You halfway through flipping me, your fucking knees are going to break, and I'm just going to end up on top of you. Now we back on the floor game. I put you in the chokehold, and it's done, bro. It's done.
I just snorted. Oh. No, honestly, I like my odds. Like, I don't want to fight you because we're like brothers. But, like, if we did, I'm going to keep it a buck. I destroy you.
I don't think so.
Easily.
Are we training before this fight?
I mean, I think it'd be more fun if we just went in there, no training. We just square up and go.
Oh,
like
man.
Kimbo Slice days. Remember Kimbo Slice back in the day? R.I.P. Okay. Kimbo Slice.
Well, that's interesting because fucking we saw the boxing match, right? With fucking
Ryan
Ansem
Garcia.
And, yeah. Shout out to Ryan Garcia. Yeah, no. Fucking crypto.
Devin Haney. What the fuck? Like,
but we saw Ansem and Barney fight, right?
Well,
wait. That shit was.
We calling that a fight? Ansem looked like. Here's the thing. Love Ansem. Ansem looked like
man.
I gotta know. I got a few questions for Ansem. We got to get him on the podcast. But I gotta know for Ansem. Did he put more than an hour and a half of training total?
Bro, he has been live documenting his life for the past 4 months of trading, and I've seen benders in Miami. I've seen 1000x plays. I've seen him raise money to put whiff on a sphere, and a bunch of meme coins.
But you know what we haven't seen?
We've seen
zero videos of him trading.
And I've seen him drink Maltai.
Shit ton
of
a
lot of it.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
Yeah.
And aside from that, when have you seen him training at all? The most physical activity he probably got was coming to Battle for NY and putting up some shots.
Yeah. Which he didn't even play in.
Yeah,
he was just shooting hoops. Yeah.
He's supposed to pick up on the side.
Yeah, so I mean, again, listen, I'll say this.
I'll say it sets up his second fight even better.
No.
You want to bet?
No,
you want to bet?
The fight game over,
bro. Tell me right now that you would not watch Ansem and BitBoy go at it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that I'd pay for. But to be fair,
my point.
To be fair, I like Ansem, and I think BitBoy might kill him. Like, because BitBoy's crazy. Like,
okay, put somebody else. I think there was somebody else that he was talking shit to as well, like Overlord or like some shit.
No,
like
I would have to see BitBoy because
okay.
BitBoy legitimately, not I'll say probably allegedly does like some crack before these matches. Like he looked like he was cracked out of his mind in that fight, and so I truly
his hit the what they should have done is I don't know what do you like better as far as style of fight, what BitBoy did or doing boxing?
I mean,
because what BitBoy did was like full on just like MMA style, like you could kick, you could punch, you could wrestle, like
his I don't know what you call
it was
that.
Like everything.
That was war. And he looked like he was going to war.
Yeah.
And he looked like
it wasn't boxing.
Yeah.
I think I'm more bullish on that type of fight because then like you can essentially do whatever you want.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, I'll say this. It was a dub for Barney. I didn't know who he was before that fight, and I think he gained a lot of fans. He looked like he legitimately practiced for it. I give him a lot of respect for that. But
he had time to train.
But I will say this. You couldn't wipe the smile off Ansem's face the entire time. His face looked like, hey guys, I don't give a fuck about this, but I know y'all are entertained, and I'm gonna give you guys a shit ton of memes. He gave us the leaning forward meme, which is just the greatest, like the Ansem meme now. Like,
that's a good meme.
Incredible. So
it's a good meme.
Again, we love Ansem. That fight was entertaining, to say the least.
I'm telling you, though, people are going to look out for his second fight because they want to see if he bounces back. It's perfect. It's the perfect setup. Whether he does boxing or he does the BitBoy style fight shit, like, people are going to look out for it no matter who the opponent is.
I don't know if he can do the BitBoy style fight. Like, again, I'm worried about his health at some point. There's legitimately health precautions.
He said he'll train this time, so.
You never know.
You never know.
We'll
go crazy.
But yeah.
You know somebody else that we didn't know about
Who?
Prior to yesterday? Fucking Poly Market and
oh my god.
And Susan the HR.
Susan. I haven't met a Susan I've liked. I take that back. There's probably some Susan I've met at some point. It's a sweet lady, but yeah. Honestly, I had no idea what Poly Market was, and all of a sudden you just see what was his name again?
Hugo something.
Hugo Martingale, something like that.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
Did I throw that out? Am I right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
He puts out. He puts out the. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing: the best form of marketing is where you don't know, is it real or is it marketing? Was this all just constructed?
Yeah.
How much of this is legit? How much of it is not? All I know is
it could be a psyop. Susan could be fake.
Susan could be totally fake. Susan's probably fake. But what I do know is
the announcement coming out could have been fake.
It's entertaining as hell. That's the part that I do know. Is that whatever has been done, whether this is legit, not legit, all I know is Hugo is now one of the most goated marketing people in the space, and everybody wants to be working with that guy because, and dude, what was this? Was this clap back to Frank? I don't even know who you guys are.
Yeah, he's like, I've never even heard of your project before.
Bro, tears.
Retardio.
Dude.
Can we say that? Because that was the shit. There was this person, right? Because we also don't know if this part is real, right? But bro does Retardio with Phantom Wallet, right? They just go back and forth.
Yep.
And then they put out that statement where it's like, oh, we don't use this language. This is what we've done. We got rid of the intern and all this sort of shit. We don't stand for it, yada yada, right? And then this dude, some dude offers him $500K for whatever, for getting fired or some shit. And he gets $250 and he fucking what's it called? Responds to his tweet of him posting that Hugo got the 250. He's like, let this be a fair warning to every CEO out there trying to fire loyal employees over viral memes posted online. Grow a pair of balls and quit crying. We're making the internet great again. Retardio.
Insanity. I mean, again, It is. I don't know what's legit, what's not legit. All I know is I've been entertained. All I know is I know what Polymarket is now, and I didn't know about it before. And again, that's the best form of advertising, where you're entertaining, people are talking about it, and people are learning about your business. If that's the case, you've got a great form of marketing. So shout out to Hugo. Shout out to Polymarket. Shout out to Susan for being a fucking Karen. And like, it is what it is. Polymarket, we're learning about you all because of the boy Hugo. So if
Bet on politics.
If you actually fired Hugo, bring him back and give him like a 6x raise.
Wait, that would be actually. Imagine it's all real, right? Like
Yeah.
for a second, imagine it's all real. This dude tweeted out Retardio. He gets fired. Somebody random from the internet sends him $250,000 to his Phantom wallet. Now he's up $250,000. That was probably more than his salary. And then Susan comes back and is on some like, all right, I think we should hire you again. And he gets a raise, and he still has the $250,000, and now gets to turn Polymarket Retardio.
If that's the case, I'm literally applying for every social media job in Web3, and I'm tweeting out Retardio from all of them and hoping I get fired from all of them. So, I mean.
You know what? I think it goes to show, too, of just like, whether it's a PSYOP or not, like, you can get some legitimate opportunities in this space by like tweeting things out of either just like your viewpoint on things, like how you work with people, what you've done, or even just what you want to do. And I think it's honestly, it's truly like kind of incredible that you could do that off of a tweet, and someone could find your tweet from the first time and never have heard of you before, and just like reach out and want to work with you because they saw that one tweet, and now they did some like research on you, and they're like, yo, this is the type of person we want to work with. And like shit legitimately happens like that in this space, and it's truly wild to see. It's pretty dope though.
100%. And I know we had a few other people that caught our eye this week. There's been some great content that's been created this week, and one person that I want to give a shout out this week, who I feel like has just been all over the place. He made a ton of content in Dubai. Like, I've just been seeing this guy all over the place. He was with Ansem right after the fight. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about already.
Exactly who you're talking about. As soon as you said all over the place, I know exactly who
Chad
you're talking about.
motherfucking Gold. Like, out here, Chad Gold looks like a fictional character. Like, he looks like somebody that you just created to rep the liquid gold that is Muay. Like, Chad Gold, I need to know Chad Gold's background. I need to know, I need a Chad Gold TV show. We need Chad Gold on the pod.
Open invite.
Chad Gold, we need you on the pod. We got the Muay already. We're ready for
Bobby,
it.
just fly him out. Come
Yeah,
on. Fly him out. Bring some bottles. We'll take a whole bottle down on the podcast.
Okay.
With Chad Gold. If you pull up.
Listen.
Whole bottle.
Listen.
At once.
Listen, and
Marc is down.
I'm still trying
Marc is so down. Look at him. Look at him right now. He's so down.
I'm still trying to recover from New York. Man, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's up with these Web3 motherfucking events, but why is it that every time I go to a Web3 event, I come back with the damn bubonic plague?
You say it yourself.
What?
It's because you're short.
Actually, that is the case. I got a theory. So
because what do y'all be catching?
Yeah, I got a theory.
It doesn't make sense to
I got
me.
a theory. So I'm 5'7", which in some countries is tall. We don't need to point that out, but we'll point that out. We don't need to point that out though. But I'm 5'7", right? Everybody who comes up to me and talks to me, for the most part, is like spraying germs down on me. So I'm just getting germed up from everybody. Got
this picture right here.
I'm just getting
sounds crazy.
I'm pause.
This shit sounds
But I'm getting
nuts.
I go to these Web3 events, I just get germed up, okay? That's what happens, okay? So
this shit sounds like the gangbang meme. Of you on the couch.
all right. You relax. But I go to these Web3 events, I get germed up. We got you who
Germed up is nuts.
How tall are you?
6'5".
Okay, 6'5". So there aren't as many people in this world that are 6'5". So therefore, you've got better airflow up top. And so as a result, you don't get sick. It's some bullshit. Like, I should not be just getting sick every time I go to one of these damn events. But that's what happens every fucking time is I go back. I think I legitimately got pneumonia after this last one. I mean, I'm hacking up a lung. Like, you
were down bad after Miami, down bad after New York. Like, Is your immune system good?
I thought it was, but
holy shit.
I mean, listen, if we're going to the Kentucky Derby in a few weeks, shout out to everybody at Photo Finish, shout out to cube.exchange, like shout out to everybody. We're going to the Kentucky Derby. I swear to God, if I get sick after this Kentucky Derby, I may not make it. Like, I'm dying here.
I think that really legitimately might be a you problem, and you might need to get that checked out at that point.
I'm still coughing.
Because what? Like, that shit's crazy.
I mean,
you know, it's funny, like, when people are on some fucking, like, oh, how's the air up there? How's the weather up there?
Truly, it's better.
I'd be on some, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
And it's germed up down here. It is germ central. It's just raining germs. It's raining germs. Hallelujah.
This is nuts. I'm sorry you have to deal with that, Mark.
It's
honestly,
trash.
Really, yeah.
It's truly, I'm going to get those leg implants just so I can get fresher air. That's really what it comes to. Actually, you know what I'm going to get? You know those, like, they got those jetpacks that they've been working on.
Jetpacks?
Where people, yeah, you ever seen those?
You're going to be on a jetpack in an event?
Yeah, just so I can get better air quality. Sorry, got to go.
That sounds like it'll ruin air quality for everybody around you.
At least I won't be germed up. Sonny, I gotta think outside the box, okay?
No,
I gotta listen.
You just gotta figure, like, maybe you just need to like walk into these places with like the Bane mask on or something.
I might have to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get one of those like air filtration like machines on your face or something. Doesn't Dyson make one of those? The one of the ones that go like fucking.
Bro, they had that shit during COVID. Remember there was like a week. There was like a week and a half that was a thing. Remember there were people that were like rocking them in New York or whatever. Like,
I'm pretty sure Dyson still makes one.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should get that.
I don't know if anybody buying it, but I might.
I might buy it. Honestly, like.
Might have to get them a spot to the pod.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dyson, I need it. I'm dying here.
Maybe that's something that you should just start wearing to events and see if it helps you out in any way.
Bro, I'm gonna start doing IVs. Like, I'm gonna start doing all this shit.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
I might,
Bro, some of y'all are wild. I just show up.
Again, you got better air quality up top.
Nah, people be on some like, I gotta get an IV. Fucking, I did this. I'm like, dog.
Yeah,
Some
but
of y'all in the space be wild.
So with that, shout out to Chad.
I'm wild.
Chad Gold's been
wild
making great content.
Chad Gold, yeah, no. Shout out to him. I have you know who I thought was making really fire content, and we were like trying to figure out his fucking name before this. He goes by RASMR. Rasmer _ETH. I saw a lot of the content that he put out after Battle for NY. He had a bunch of like sideline interviews with Ansem and like did some shit with Thread Guy. I think he did one with Frank too, I want to say. I don't know. But he's been doing a lot of just like fun content and kind of like that sideline type of content, but
yeah.
He's had some good questions. I feel like when it comes to that style of content, it's like there's so many people that like maybe do it or like attempt to do it or whatever. But there is definitely like a separation between like the people that are like doing it and the people that like do it really well. And I feel like he just kind of popped up on my timeline, but doing it really well as it pertains to just like asking questions, like the types of questions that he's asking, and just like his energy and the energy that he brings to the interview. I think it makes it for like some dope videos and some dope content on the timeline. And honestly, just bullish to see more video content on the timeline. Like, we need it. We've been talking about it, and we are obviously pushing it forward ourselves, but seeing more and more people come out with video content on the timeline, bullish.
100%. Yeah, no, I turned on the post notifications for him. That might be the greatest respect that I can give somebody is when I turn on your post notifications. Like, that means I'm getting all of them. I'm getting your replies. I'm getting, like, I got yours on too, okay? But
I don't even have notifications on for Twitter.
Oh, that's crazy. So you're saying you don't have mine on?
I don't have notifications on.
Okay.
Like, for the entire platform.
Okay. I got them on for like 1,000. Like, maybe not 1,000.
Yo, that's crazy. Your phone probably be going nuts.
No, it is. I turned it on airplane mode when we do this. Because otherwise it goes nuts. But with that, by the way, we gotta wrap up soon.
Yeah.
Is there whatever we not talked about that we
I think we just on some Photon.
So we'll wrap it up with like what are we trading right now.
So
I think we wrap it up with like what do we I feel like the meme coin market, the runes market, like anytime you've got something that's like going on, I feel like there's like other things that get lost in the space in terms of like there's certain meme coins that people haven't been talking as much about lately, whatever. I've loaded up on a few. But yeah, so NFA. This is completely NFA, but I feel like lately I've been loading up on. I got into Harambe at like 17 mil. That took a nice dip.
RIP Harambe.
RIP Harambe. Meme always hits. Mitchie, bro, I gotta give Mitchie's community is crazy. Like I mentioned Mitchie, like MICHI. I mentioned that shit twice maybe on Twitter, and I think I got like 400 replies of just.
Where was the alpha on Mitchie?
I think I put it in our group chat. 100%. Yeah, because Patty mentioned it. I then was like, what's the word on this? I don't even know anything about it. So I responded to Patty's tweet. They just fucking went crazy on my tweet. So I was like, okay, I guess I have to buy some. So I bought some NFA. But yeah, and then right now, actually, I'm about to load up on some Brett over on base, which I know people don't really like talk about, I
just started getting right with base on setting it up with my photon.
Yeah. I've been buying a few base meme coins. Like, oh, bro, I'll buy a meme coin on fucking Pluto if like it can make me some money. And bro, like the base is crazy. Like people don't talk about some of the volume that they're doing on there. It's nuts. Like,
yeah, I honestly I haven't paid enough attention to it. Just from like, bro, like fucking Bitcoin and runes and fucking like all this shit. It's just been all right, cool. But I'm excited to like, now that it's all like set up and everything, probably will look into Brett. I will take your NFA as FA.
Bro, honestly, one of the things that I do, and it helps out a ton, is that anytime I'm looking at a meme coin, I just join their Telegram and I just look to see kind of like if I'm gone for like an hour, how many messages are in that Telegram, right? And you see it all the time. Like Brett, again, one of the other ones I mentioned, Mitchie, Mutai, some of these other ones where, man, you come back, there's 4,000 messages, 5,000 messages, bro. Right? Like you see it with, the used car community goes crazy. You see it with, Costco hot dog, all these different ones. And it's like, bro, it is one of my greatest indicators. Anytime before I buy a meme coin, I just join the Telegram and I look to see, are people in there? Are they talking? Are they hype? Whatever. And like, if there's a dip, are they going super toxic yet? Or are they just going crazy rallying for it? And so, again, like that's one of my best indicators. I do that usually like a day or two before I buy a coin. And honestly, always hits. And yeah, so the base community, I joined Brett's Telegram at like 100 mil and I took forever to buy it and mistakes are made, but like it's up at like 600 million right now. Yeah, again, the community is crazy. So they're rampant and again, it opens you up to like different audiences. Like I joined a base Twitter space the other day, and it was like people I had never talked to before.
I love
like
that part of it.
Yeah, and again, it's like, and I've done that. Like I joined a runes one the other day, and there were people that I met in there that I've never talked to before. And so it's like with all of it, I'm just like learning about all of it. If I'm on Photon, like I'm just looking at different coins, I'm looking at different communities, everything like that. But I think right now my like alpha that I'm going for is I'm not necessarily looking for a bunch of like new coins. If I'm looking for new coins, I'm doing that on runes. But if I'm looking for just like other things that I want to get into, I'm looking at some of the communities because we saw like PopCat, for example, was down for a while, right? And then they just hit all-time high, I think, yesterday.
That's how I felt with Maanz, where it was like Maanz was one of my better investments, and honestly, from a buying strategy perspective, I've noticed that like I do really, really better in more of like the mid, like the kind of not mid long term, but kind of just mid term of like, all right, I bought something and I held it for a month, or I bought something and I held it for 2 months, and it's doing well, right? So I like bought a bunch of Maanz, like maybe like I don't know. What was it? Maybe like 45, 50 shots ago of JB. Whatever shot he's on right now.
JB's liver got to be cooked.
So whatever day he was on, I think he was like on day 60 or something like that. I probably bought within the first like 10, 15 days of him doing shots, and I just bought and held. And like, bro, just recently, it was like, I checked my Maanz bag and I was like, oh shit, okay, my bad. Like, we lit, you know?
100%.
And so I think there's a lot of opportunity right now for coins like that. New coins, yeah, I'm not looking too much. I think with I think I kind of do the same and maybe a little bit different now. It's like right now with new coins, it's kind of just like darts. You know what I'm saying? It's like it might be a little bit of like a 0.2 or a 0.1 or like, you know, something like that.
Throw some dust in that bitch.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm aping like, you know, I'm not about to ape like 2-3 soul into a fucking just random meme coin. New coin anyways, I think there's more opportunity for getting into some of these coins that are like a little bit more established and are just like at a downtrend right now, but like the attention is still there. And you still have people that are like rallying around it, right? And I think those are gonna like see its day again, I guess you could say, pretty soon here. I would assume. And yeah, aside from that, like I was buying Pups NFA, but the Solana version on Photon, which is essentially just like a 1-of-1 with the runes token of Pups. And they're like on inscription number 13 or like some shit like that. But I just fuck with the Pups, world peace. You know what I'm saying? And I just saw that Photon is integrating like pump.fun shit and like.
Oh wow!
You know
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you know how degenerate that shit gets.
Oh, bro, I mean.
So like, bro, now that pump.fun and Photon, bro, fam, honestly, that is like. That's a crazy combination.
Yeah.
That's a crazy I'm going to be throwing some darts for show.
Dude, during that Ansem fight, I was just on Pump.Fun just watching as all these new tickers came in.
Yeah.
And there was Ansem with no hands. I bought that shit on Photon in 2 seconds and ran that up from like 80K market cap to like 500K. And I think I sold it at that point because I was like, this is not going to last forever, but it's funny for the, 30 seconds. And but yeah, I mean, again, Pump.Fun is wild. But again, I mean, like I bought one last night and it instantly rugged. So that's just
the name of the game.
That's how it goes.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
That's the name of the game. But it's kind of crazy how like wild it is to just like make a coin on Pump.Fun. But now that they got support, fuck, man, it's that much easier to because one of the biggest problems with Pump.Fun was just like I feel like the buying process of it, like going to the actual Pump.Fun website and everything. Like, it's just not as easy as just fucking, like, being on Photon, just being like, buy. And it's like, all right, 3 seconds, boom, you bought. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just right there, mobile, ready to go. And so, now that it's there, some degenerate shit's going to go down for sure. But, yeah, man, it's fun times. Meme coins, it's kind of at that, like, steady point right now, but I think we see another run probably like this summer.
Just meme coins are too fun. Like again, I think when people talk about like will meme coins die off at some point, whatever, I'm like, honestly, attention will go elsewhere at certain time periods, but it's always going to come back because the meme coins are just too fun. Like, and it's less.
I feel like we're gonna at least have like 3-4 waves of meme coins like by the end of the year.
Right. And it's just there's less, I guess, like tribalism, I think, when it comes to meme coins in terms of like actually let me rephrase that. There's less negative tribalism. Like it's something where like if a meme coin's down like 50%, you don't see people that are like this team's a bunch of fucking idiots, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just more of like, this is a great buying opportunity, NFA, but like, I'm stacking up here. Like, people are just more positive, I guess, because they realize the impact that they have on the actual like token and when they talk about it positively. So I just feel like it's just not so negative, and that part about it's nice. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think meme coins are ever going to like die. I just think there will be certain times where like the attention's higher on meme coins and then certain times it's not and whatever. But again, it is very cool just to see how many people are shipping really cool things around meme coins, around runes, everything like that. Again, shout out to Cube.exchange. If you're buying runes, better be doing it on Cube.exchange. Make sure you go get your Wanko Manko over on Cube.exchange. NFA, I don't have any, so I'm not saying that for any reason, but like probably will be buying.
Do you like the memes? Like, because you've mentioned it a lot now.
I think it's funny. I think the name is funny.
No, but like I showed you some images prior to this, and like
honestly, no. I'll say this. I'm a little bit bearish on sexual memes, and the only reason why I say that is because my first like real meme coin I was like deep in was Shark with Tits in
yeah, I remember that.
And that ran up heavy and then just fell off completely, and I was like, there's part of me that just thinks people don't want to post sharks with tits on like Twitter on a regular basis, and so
Manko different though.
To be honest, I can't say that it is because I haven't done enough research into it. I do think the name is really funny, so I will give it that. But
shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. That was the first inscription.
And also just shout out to Satoshi just cause.
Oh no, just because of the first inscription.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the runes.
Okay, we're not gonna mention Bitcoin halving the other day.
No,
okay,
no,
all right.
No, we're just talking about runes.
Bitcoin halved.
It was runes.
I cut mine in half. I cut my ledger in half. Like that's what we're supposed to do.
When are you fucking chopping your head off?
Again, this is probably another reason why YouTube's gonna.
This is probably why you got sick. It was karma.
Yeah, could be. All right,
they're like, you're not gonna chop it off. We're gonna make sure you go through the most miserable 3 weeks of your life.
That was crazy, man. Crazy. So that's today's episode.
Oh, man. Yeah, Mark needs to go Wanko Manko himself.
Shout out to Cube.exchange. Make sure. Listen. Some last notes on this, Kay. Make sure you're trading block on Cube.exchange. You get entered to win 2 tickets to UFC 301 through Block Asset. So shout out to Block Asset. Shout out to Cube.exchange. Make sure you're doing that.
We're going to go to a UFC fight this year.
100%.
We in there.
They might throw us on an early card. See that matchup. See me hit you with that right hook. You ain't ready for the right hook because then you start thinking about the right hook. I hit you with the left. Get you with that jab. My jab game elite.
Mark, you don't want these problems. You don't want these problems. You do not want these problems.
So quick. This ain't basketball.
We still got a hoop too. You really think you'll score a bucket on me? And we
that's easy.
We fucking had the clip, and you were like, we got to figure out the bet, and I was like 3 soul, and you were like, nah, we got to figure out the bet.
3 soul steep.
So what do you want to do? 1 soul?
1 soul.
1 soul. You're not scoring a bucket on me. You still owe me 1 soul.
I do owe you 1 soul.
I'm gonna hold you to that every time.
Listen. Okay, I got you. Oh, listen, I'm choking here. Okay,
I'm extorting Mark right now.
Well, so that's my life. So anywho, that's the episode.
I don't even think we introed this. So yeah, welcome to D Weekly.
And we'll see y'all next week.